What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, as you've seen in the opening of the video, we've got some E85. We've got it in the car. We ran the car pretty much out of gas. We got it in the car, and as you can see, we got Daryle the man, the wizard, in there tuning right now. So we are tuning this thing on E85, getting it ready to take to Bowling Green this weekend and see what it will do. If you caught the last video that I just put up Friday, we went to the drag strip. We ran. It ran pretty good, but it was lazy out of the hole. I've been talking about it being lazy out of the hole. Daryle actually seen in the tune what they were doing out of the hole. They had very low timing in the car out of the hole, which was causing it to feel like it wasn't doing nothing, because it wasn't. And then about 3,400 RPM, they bring the timing in and the car takes off. And that's exactly what I'm experiencing at the track. So of course, he's putting his tune in it with the E85, so it's going to get a lot faster all around, and I cannot wait to feel what it feels like with that. And then we are going to start modding the car, getting it ready for boost. So guys, stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing suspension, everything in the car throughout the winter to get it ready for the spring, for the boost to come. And I haven't made up my mind 100%, but here lately I've been leaning toward turbo, so we will see. But guys, anyway, we're gonna let him get the tuning, and we'll catch up with you here in a little bit. We've been driving around for a little while, getting the E85 mixed in. We had about a gallon left of 93, so we're gonna launch it. He's gonna look at it, and we're gonna see how it does.
Sport mode, traction control off, and everything.
Traction control off. That was a lot different.
Yeah, felt that right off.
Woo! That was a lot different. She spun the tires.
Yeah, spun the tires that time.
Yeah, she never wants to spin the tires. It leaves so easy.
Yeah, not like that. I mean, it was moving out.
That's, guys, so far we're good. He's gonna look at the tune, see what if he needs to adjust anything, and then go from there. So we will pick back up here in a little while.
Sport mode, traction control.
Sport. Traction control off. All right, guys, we're gonna go on a second pull. He adjusted a couple things, so God, dude, it's so damn crazy.
It's crazy.
How it goes from like, okay, whatever, to let's go. Guys, yeah, these cars love E85. Yeah, I'm never going back to 93.
Yeah.
When we go boost, we'll just put a fuel system in right away and stay on E. I'm gonna do this pull, and this might be our final pull.
It should be. We got everything turned off again. Traction
Everything
control.
turned off. Check, check, and check. Torque it up. Woo! Good God. I don't know if you could tell it, guys, when we come out of the hole, we went a little to the side.
Yeah, we kept spinning.
But we're on radials. I am on drag rails, as you seen at the beginning of the video, so I knew it would eventually hook. And it did. God, that felt so good.
That felt perfect.
All right, guys, we got all the tuning done, and let me tell you, it's a night and day difference. I cannot wait to get to the drag strip tomorrow and see what it will do. And we do have more stuff coming from the car. I have not put exhaust on it, so right now, the car is on stock everything except for E85 tune. So I'm really interested in how it's going to do. If you haven't seen his, it used to be Boosted Coyote. Now it's Daryle Wengerd. And he's doing crazy stuff, not only with cars, but he's got a little gyrocopter. He's throwing stuff out of it. And go check out his channel and see that. And also, I'm going to go over a little bit on this video, but go check. He's got a couple videos on his engine that he goes into detail talking to you guys. We're not going to go into a lot of detail today, but go check out his videos. I will throw links to it down in the description. So right now, these are the stock rods that you sent to hell and back.
Yeah,
and they help.
I've been on those for, you know, when I was on that low mount twin turbo kit, I was running 6.1, 6.0s with those factory rods and
yeah.
and stuff.
I watched you go 9.3
there, both
on 16 pounds,
yeah.
And then you gave me a ride down the street on 19 pounds.
Yeah, and that was still with these.
That was still with these little bitty guys,
yeah.
And the motor held up and did great. But he has since upgraded to the big boys, these Manly I-beam rods. And guys, I just want to show you the difference in these rods. Look at the difference. That is the difference. So when you go, these are pretty good rods. They held up to a lot of abuse and boost. And But these are what essentially led to your crank problem, because you had a little hydro lock, and it decided the rod wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah, on the head gasket, it had been leaking for a while, and on a startup, it had leaked into the cylinder, and I hadn't known it. When I started it up, it obviously liquid doesn't compress, and it put a lot of pressure on the rod, the piston, and then it ended up putting a little crack in the crank where that rod connected to. But the rod itself, obviously, you're not going to bend these. They're rated at 300 horsepower per rod, so you know, something else is going to break. Yeah. And the crank ended up being the weak link.
So, and you actually got upgraded pistons and all in this.
Yeah, they've got the CP pistons and everything. I got the bigger wrist pins. If you notice, I didn't go with a factory thickness this time. See how thick that wrist pin is? How thin that one is?
Yeah, big difference.
Because they will oval out if you put this thickness in my horsepower.
Guys, one thing I want to show you on this crank is that you know, you got to have an eye for things and you got to feel for things, because had he not thoroughly checked this crank, he would not have found the crack. And can we show him the crack? Yeah. I don't know if they can see it, but guys, if you look right there, you see that looks like a little scratch? My fingernail is catching it. And if I go to the inside of the crank, I can feel that same feeling, that same crack. So that crack went all the way through.
Yeah. And I was actually just, my new box in over there, I was actually just putting the main bearings back in it, getting ready to set this thing in there. And my hand, I just kind of felt it, make sure everything felt good. And I felt my fingernail catch it. And that's actually the only reason that I caught that little crack.
Yeah, because all the rest of them, they look great.
Yeah, the rest
everything looks good.
Like new. There's no sign of nothing else.
But that one little, you know, and that's actually the cylinder that was given the trouble.
Like this right here, you can tell that's the one that's right to that one right there.
Yep, and that's actually the one that was given the trouble. And of course, you can see
what happened. It got outside that sleeve and just kind of torched through the aluminum. And to get past that sleeve, it torched up into the head a little bit, to come on top, then went down and torched into the aluminum block.
Yeah. So what led to that?
Just basically, I was running 30 pounds of boost a couple of times, and I seen it hit 30 pounds of boost, and it was one of the nights I was racing, so I figured I'll go. If it blows, I'll get a sleeve one. And it had actually kind of stopped leaking for a while. I guess the head gasket kind of resealed a little bit, and then I started turning the power back up, and then one day I got out and took off, and it lost all its coolant. It burned through the cylinder. And obviously, like I said, my stock block, with everything factory, ran just as fast as this one did built. But I never really got all the issues of my trans worked out.
But you got a new block over there.
Yeah, we got a brand new one over here. This is right from Ford. So it's brand new. It's got the main caps all taken off. And not much to see. It's got the oil block offs there. If you don't have those oil block offs, if you try to use the stock piston squirters, they actually hit these big I-beams. They're way too big, and they will actually break those off.
Gotcha.
So they will not clear. And actually, before I had it was a hex head on there, and they did not fit because the head was too big, and the crank would come around, it would hit. The counterweight would come around, it would actually hit that. So I had to put shorter ones in there. Is the rod that had ended up getting hydrolocked. And if you look on the bearings, you can see there's a little scuff from that crack in the crank. Look on that side right there.
Yep.
It's got to have new rod bearings on that.
And you're going to have the rod checked out too, right?
Yeah, the rod's got to be checked out. Obviously, I doubt there's anything wrong at all, but it will get checked. But the amount of power that these can hold up to is just crazy. And wrist pin, obviously, everything looks good there too. But you can't be too safe. It's best to have everything checked.
So if you're in the West Tennessee area, you definitely need to check him out for tuning. He doesn't like to do a lot of remote tuning. He will, but on boosted cars, me and him have talked about it, and I understand completely because, and I agree with you, you rely on the individual to have everything right on a boosted car, and the first thing most people want to do is blame the tuner when something goes wrong.
I mean, on a natural aspirated setup, on most of them, I'll do E-tunes and stuff, but forced induction, I like to be able to see it, and it's just, like I said, too many times customers like to point fingers if something doesn't go how they expected it to go.
So you will tune naturally aspirated remote tune?
No problem.
Okay, just your forced induction you don't, and I can't blame you. I can't blame you. You rely on, one, you rely on the customer watching the AFRs while they're going wide open throttle to shut it down if something goes wrong during the tuning process.
If I were to do forced induction or even remote tuning, I would obviously put a rev limiter on there. The first time they go out, maybe 4,000, so no one can do any wide open throttle right on right out of the gate, basically.
Yeah.
But still, like I said, to me, it's just I've got so much work the way it is already. It's not really something I've had to deal with much.
Exactly. A lot of people on the internet say, well, he's only run 930s with twin turbo, but one thing about you is you're on stock suspension, stock half shaft still. That white car over there is still on stock suspension and stock half shafts, and he doesn't.
He's made hundreds of passes.
But you don't leave on boost.
No, I don't leave on boost. I'm trying to save the axles. And another thing, since I put the built engine in, I've never actually got to turn my boost way up. The first time I went out with it, first time at the track, it ran a 6.0 at 119 in the 8th mile. And I had some fueling issues. I went and got those sorted out. And obviously, I've got a turbo 400 transmission in it, which started having issues with it a few times. I've never actually really got to go out and make a good pass again. It's definitely going to be running 8s, but I've just got to get that transmission to hold up.
But guys, we're going to end this video here. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Go check his channel out, and we'll see you next time.